guys, how are you guys today? Here to talk to you a little bit about resurrecting old dashboards. So, I was taking a look at my Tableau public profile not too long ago, and I noticed, it's a good way to show others your progression, your learning experiences. But I also did notice that there were some dashboards out there that I had published, and I felt um, could need a makeover or at least a revision, right? Um, there was one particular post I saw on Instagram by Tony PPT underscore. He's kind of like a guru when it comes to PowerPoint, and he was incorporating an image and creating a background with some gradient kind of modification. It looked really cool. I thought it would be a good opportunity to kind of leverage what I learned on that post to an old dashboard of mine and rework not only the visualizations that I show, but also rework the background and make it more appealing to the eye. So that's what we're going to do today. Resurrect an old dashboard, make it more newer, and then I'll make sure I know on the description of this video, but also on my blog post, his Instagram, so you can take a look at other stuff that he's done. But also, there's some other folks too that I like to call out because I'm definitely not the go-to when it comes to stuff like this. But I wanted to kind of take you along this journey on revising an old dashboard of mine. But I also want to give you a recommendation of someone else that has inspired me that I saw at the Tableau conference. So, with that, let's get started. We have a blank PowerPoint screen on the screen share. So at first, what I'm going to do is I am going to pull up in the old dashboard that I had in mind to revise today. Let's see. I will bring it open just so that you can see it. And I'm going to bring it across. Okay. Real quick. Sorry, guys. There it is. Okay. So this is looking at weather data. It's looking at particularly for the city of El Paso, which, if you don't know by now, that's where I'm from. I grew up in El Paso, Texas, the last big West Texas city before you get to New Mexico. So we took a look at data of temperatures, maximum, minimum, average temps, going back to what looks like 2007, um, all the way up into 2020. This was published back in September of 2019. Looks like it was a COVID dashboard I did when I had a lot more time to do. But notice how it's just very plain. I'm gonna be perfectly honest and critique my own stuff here. Very plain. Three different dashboards. Somewhat of some dashboard actions are involved in there too. If I go and click on the density map, and let's say if I click on that point right there and notice that it kind of calls it out to all the other ones, but it's not really. I don't really like it anymore. There's a lot more things I could do with it to make it more appealing to the eye. I did add an image of a night skyline of El Paso there. I like that too, but I wanted to incorporate an image utilizing basically utilizing the posts, the PowerPoint um, kind of tip that was posted by Tony on Instagram. So, um, might be best if let's see if I go really quick to that post to show you. Where is it? Let's go to that post real quick. Okay. Now, if I go to that post, I'm gonna bring it across my screen here. And let's see. Yep, here we go. So you should be seeing the post now. Notice how he's going really quick. He's added an image. He's added a gradient fill. He's adjusting the transparency, and then adjusting the levels of transparency on the gradient, and then adding some type of letter background as well. And then he does what's called like a subtraction on that shape format, and you see the image. So that's ultimately what I want to do with mine. So let's go back to the dashboard. This is the old way. Um, I'm gonna walk you through how I'm creating the background, kind of utilizing the post that Tony posted on Instagram. So if I go back to my PowerPoint, I'm gonna insert my image. I already have it kind of in my desktop. Paso, there it is. Okay, man, check it out. That's beautiful, right? So that's my hometown. Just beyond these buildings here is Mexico, Juarez, Mexico. But here is pretty much the town in general. Um, so one thing I'm gonna do here real quick is let me make it more concise, and then I'm gonna make this full slide. Okay. So when I do make this a background and I import this image over to Tableau, I'm gonna have a fixed version, right? So I'm gonna have fixed tiles everywhere, and making it just makes sure that everything stays intact on how I'm building it. So everything's gonna be kind of fixed and floating above this background here. So here's the skyline. Um, so I have my image. It's over the whole slide, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is get an image, insert a shape. We'll do a rectangle. Put that there. Okay. So notice the default has background lines or edges. Well, I'm gonna cover the whole slide. Right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a format on the shape. So if I right click and format the shape, which is this blue square, I don't need the lines anymore. I do no line, so it looks a little more smooth, clean. And instead of solid fill, which is blue right now at the moment, I'm going to do a gradient fill. Okay, right now gradient fill, notice how it kind of goes to this color gradient. Now what I'm going to do here is I want to kind of follow the theme of temperatures. And in West Texas, it gets really hot, real dry, extreme weather. So I'm going to do a orange effect. So there's my orange. I kind of wanted to go from the bottom, like dark on on the top, bottom orange. So I'm gonna do my presets. Let's see, go to direction. There it is, and there it is. Yeah. Okay. So I need to take. I don't need that many levels, so I'll take that off. Take that one off, and then this level here, I'm actually gonna make black. Like that. All right. So then I want to. Oh wait, take that one off. I want to increase the amount of black I want to have. And I'm doing that on the top because eventually I'm going to have the title on top as part of the background. Now transparency, I'm increasing that now. Notice how you'll start to see the image appear because we're making it transparent now. Let's do 65. Be good. You can still see the image. And if I move, no wait. If I move this step one, let's see what happens. Look at that. That looks cool, right? So let's do that. Cool. So now we have our gradient shape over the image. Transparency set, so you'll still be able to see the image, but then you have the applied presets on the shape above the image to do that. So um, now what we can do is, let's say for instance, I want to add a title. So let's do insert text box. Where you at? Text box. There you are. Come on. There you go. Let's call this temperatures in El Paso. So what I'm going to do here is make this bigger. I am going to maybe do a bold, more of a blocked type of font. Let's do something like something bold. Congenial black. Not bad. And then we'll make this really big. We do 60. Let's do 80. I kind of wanted to span the whole image. So we'll see how that looks. There you go. Temperatures in El Paso. And then I do want to put like a kind of a credit, call out to myself. Let me add another text box. I'll do it at the very bottom right, like a footer. Put my name, R. Guevara. There we go. Okay, so temperatures. There's my title. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy everything. So let me minimize this a little bit. And then if I hover over all this, it actually selects all. And then I'm going to right click and say group. Okay, now I've grouped everything. Shape format. That. Real quick, that. Let me group it one more time. What's going on? Group. All right, ungroup. So notice how I have the shape. Oh wait, I don't need that. Where'd that T show up, huh? Let's get you out of there. Alright, so now let me highlight the shape, the title, my call out, and we're under shape formats ribbon. Notice this option here, merge shapes. If I do a subtract, see how that looks? Intersect, fragment, look at that fragment that actually it applies, looks like it applies the gradient as well to that shape. Combine, union. Let's do a subtract here. So notice how we have basically a call out to that post by Tony on Instagram. We're kind of mimicking the same thing. It makes the title kind of pop while still maintaining the integrity of the image. Um, and then you can still go back if you want to, kind of readjust the shape itself. Like let's say, for instance, since we already have it set, I can yeah. So you can do that, or maybe you on second thought want to say, hey, let's readjust the orient. So let's say I do something like this. You can do that, but notice how my call out for my name didn't show up, or it's there, but it's not visible. So just giving y'all some more options. Look at that. There's my call out there. That looks good. Let's go back to what we initially had selected, which was the orange on the bottom. Okay. So that, in a nutshell, is the background I'm going to use. I'm going to do a fixed background. But also one thing too, I'd like to apply some visualizations over this. But what I'm going to do with the background on each of the visualizations is I'm going to make them transparent as well. Um, so in that case, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add some other shapes in here to act as kind of a transparent background to those visualizations. So let me add shape here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create like a left margin visualization here. Let me move this. No, there we go. I'm going to make this solid, no line. I'll make it black as my, and then I'm going to add, this is what happens if I add my 65%, which we agreed on with the background. And it looks okay. I'll make it just less, 50. It's fine. Look at that. So I'm gonna have a visualization, a left margin visualization going down here, and then I'm gonna basically just cut and copy and paste to maintain the same kind of transparency, same color. So, okay. And then over here, I'm gonna create a visualization going across like this to the middle, and then bring another one here. That, and then maybe one more right here in the bottom. So notice how you can still see the image. You can still see the skyline of El Paso. I got these boxes now, which apparently I'm going to basically overlay my visualizations here. And in a quick and easy way, we've created a background now. We know what it's about. Temperatures in El Paso. I got myself a little call out there for my name when I have it posted on my public profile. And then I have overlaid kind of backgrounds in a black transparent color to kind of overlay the visualizations I'm going to have in each box when they have no background themselves. So, real quick, that's how I created the background. Now, I want to go back and I want to show you how it looked like before, right? So that was the old way. I had a density map there of 100-degree days for El Paso. I had just a view of minimum, maximum, average temps, and then El Paso precipitation. So I'm still kind of doing the same things, but now I'd like to show you what it looks like now in the revised one on my public profile. Drum roll. Uh-oh. Anticlimactic. Okay, so here's. Okay, we're back. All is okay with the world. Everything's good. I managed to kind of just bring it up in Tableau Public rather than showing out the server. Something was up with the server. So, all right. So now here's what I want y'all to take a look at here. Check that out. So there's my background of the city, the skyline, and then there's the transparent title. Notice how I changed up the orientation. I got the black on top so that it makes the title pop out more. And then all the all the kind of backgrounds, I made them rounded so I can overlay the visualizations and make them more transparent. So I got a left marginal visualization here by month showing the max, average, and min. And the data I did have, I updated the data. I got it back all the way down to 1900. So more data to work with, which could fluctuate the averages off of the old one, but a little bit more refined on this one. So I got a heat map marginal visualization here for each month for the max, average, and min. Notice how summer's going to be your hottest one, guaranteed mid 90s for your max. But of course, lately we've been seeing stuff in the hundreds. Um, I also created a heat map too, looking at bins of 10 years, and we can see how that fluctuates for average temps. And then also a visual tooltip. If I hover over June right there of 1950, you can see what June has done on average for that bin. And then the same thing with another month. So pretty quick visual, kind of give you reference of how temperatures have performed in the past, but also month to month. Right here, I have a line graph with an average reference line. Basically, what this is, it's identifying 90-degree days. So, just to kind of show you how this reads, in 1994, there were 38% of all days were at least 90 degrees or higher. So, just to give you reference of how consistent, how hot, and how sunny El Paso is. At least a third of the time you're gonna have a 90-degree day or higher. So, and it looks like it's been a lot more consistent since, what is this right here, 2008. So since 2008, it's stayed above average. And then based on the data set, the average is 28% of the whole data set is 90 degrees or more. So that's why I noticed that for the last 10 plus years, we've been outperforming the average. Yeah. All right, the bottom here is a view of precipitation and snow totals. Not going to get much snow in El Paso. You may get a few days here and there every year. But this is just a quick view of precip versus snow. Obviously, you're gonna get more rain than snow, um, but nothing to write home about. Look at you don't really get on average a full inch or anything like that. These are just all percentages, just small percentages of inches that are being recorded. And then the top right kind of shows last 5 years. I kind of did the same thing here. You have a max, average, and a min temperature for those specific years, those specific days in the year. One thing I did try to do or try to kind of hack was how can I make this transparent? So the bottom part, this is basically an area visualization, but I wanted to make the bottom kind of just transparent. I wanted to see the background. Um, so that's something I'm still trying to work with on my own, just to kind of see how can I better perfect this. For the time being, for the sake of this presentation, I just kind of I did the pick screen color close to the color here, and it gave me this. So you know, not happy with it, but it kind of shows what I'm trying to do here. For those that are watching, if you found a way to kind of make this background kind of transparent, by all means, let me know. Let me know what y'all think. I'm sure there's a way incorporating the like basically hacking between the max and min, and creating a range that goes from the max to the min without really touching anything below the min, like an area or some type of line, filled in line chart. So I may revisit this visual alone and work it that way, and then add something later, how I fixed it, or if for those that know how to fix it or think they have an idea, by all means, send me an email, let me know on LinkedIn, and I can incorporate that in. I will gladly recommend.